Hello everybody, it's me, Gigi Hadid, and as you saw in the title, this video is going to be a review on the Outer Worlds, which was, in my last video, one of the most highly regarded videos I talked about this gaming season of 2019, and it was released by Obsidian. I loved this game. It was my second favorite game this year, following Apex, and probably my third favorite game, which will also be Death Stranding, the next game that I plan on making a full review on. This game, The Outer Worlds, was so jam-packed full of content. You had so many options you could create with your character. Hello, son. Hi. And there was so much content in this game. There were so many options you could choose as your character. There are different characters dipping in and out of your story plots. There are different planets that you're traveling to. There is so much in this story. There's so many names and so many locations. So literally, I have a journal that I wrote so many notes on, like pages. Oh, those were blank. Okay, so that was a bad look. But I wrote so many different pages, and I wrote like each page is dedicated to a specific character or a location or a decision that I made, and there's just so much that I kept here because I didn't want to get lost. Hi. So my character, I had a very specific idea that I wanted to go with. I wanted my story, once I knew the general basis, they start everyone off the same. You can either decide to shut off power to a small little village that was self-made, or you can shut off power to this main one city, and then you find out that this main big city is basically like the living strand that keeps everyone going, because you find out that it's like the primary source of food. Oh, and by the way, spoiler alert for this whole video, but I mean, everyone's story isn't the same, so it's not going to be a spoiler for everybody, but this can spoil a lot of what you're playing through right now if you still aren't done yet. And so basically, I decided to shut off the main power to the main big city. I decided to give like refuge to the little small city, to give it a chance and basically kind of free the people of this big town, depending on how you look at it or not. It's very political, whether or not you realize it, but I am a very political person, so I was really excited to jump in and make this very political. So I wanted to basically be like the messiah to this game. I wanted to come in and I wanted to give everyone the sense of freedom that they haven't had. I wanted to bring like a revolution, and I wanted to just like let everyone have like the free will that they don't have in this game. And I was really excited because in the end, that's exactly what I did. I freed everybody in this game of every planet. I basically made like the board like this very democratic idea in the end, when before it was not so much so. It was very much so like a dictatorship, and at the end I basically was like, you know what, I sided with Phineas, and there were certain times in this game where I thought Phineas was not a good guy, but there were certain people where I was like, oh, I know you, I know what type of person you are, and you're not gonna get the best of this story. And they did it, and I was so excited. But I finished this game in the shortest time span that you can finish this game, which was 15 hours. And the boss level at the very end, that big robot guy, I had to change my difficulty. I'm gonna go ahead and admit that I have never done that ever in any game, because I feel like you're giving up and you're like being kind of a loser, a sore loser in a way. But I was like, I literally couldn't. I was there for 45 minutes trying to beat this guy. I also Googled it and I found out that he is very difficult to beat. And I didn't have any special like modded weapons or armor or anything. I was just basically going off of everything that I had accumulated throughout the process of playing this game. This game had so many good characters. It had so many good options to choose from. I found it hard at certain times because, like I said, I had the vision of how I wanted this whole story to end, and there were certain decisions where they wouldn't allow me to pick where I thought it would for sure go down that path. So there were a couple of times where even I was surprised at the end that I had the finale that I was wanting so badly. So in a way, it was a little bit of like a beautiful poetic justice. I got the freedom of freeing every other character in this game, and I didn't think I was gonna get it. And it's funny because like I don't think the people in the game, which aren't real of course, but I like thinking from their perspective, they probably never thought that freedom or like a revolution would ever happen. And there are a lot of towns and planets where you find like these people had this mentality of like slavery, or just like everyone was a bit dead souled, and it was I don't know, it was kind of like a beautiful ending, and it's one of those games I really got sucked into the story, and also a lot of it is because you are making so many decisions as this character that you're really feeling like that character. In the end, it just was one of the most satisfying games I've ever played. That and like Breath of the Wild, I think, were the two most satisfying games I've ever finished before. I wanted to really start the game over again and see all the different options I could have chosen, like maybe choosing a different route where maybe in the end I kind of fed into this whole dictatorship idea, and we just kind of make this like a horrible place to live, and just kind of see like how horrible you can be to these people and how horrible this outcome could be, and maybe making the game a little bit longer for myself. I hear some people like to go about it in the very like shooter aspect where everyone just try to just kill everybody as much as possible, even though that does make the game a lot harder. I think that'd be an interesting aspect. This game is available now on the PC, so I think this is a good push for people like me who really want to start this game over again, see all the different ideas we could come up with now that I got exactly what I wanted. I want to go in and play the game the way maybe a lot of other people played it, where they didn't have a specific outcome that they wanted. But I think this was a really great release from Obsidian. I cannot wait to see the other games that they're creating right now. It's definitely set up like there's going to be another one coming out, and that I'm so excited for. I don't know how that's going to tie into how everyone's specific game ended out, so I don't know how that's going to really play or work. I mean, thinking of it now, there's probably a lot of different ways that they can make one specific start that applies to everybody else's story, because that would be really, really, really cool. But and another thing, I saw a fan theory, and it seems like it's pretty justified. In Fallout New Vegas, there's a part on the TV where they mention that somewhere out in space there is like the storyline that we're playing off of. So I think that that's a really cool little small little hint into the fact that, like, yes, this is a bit of a spin-off of what we've already created, and it's kind of an ode to the really hardcore fans of the original Fallout series and to those who loved New Vegas. And it wasn't too spacey, it wasn't too out there, it wasn't too out of the box. It was a really good RPG, and I really highly recommend this to everybody. Really, really, really play it. I mean, if you're someone who doesn't really like RPGs, you're kind of like a first-person shooter type person, maybe you won't like it, but I feel like you might, because I'm someone who really loves first-person shooters. Like, that's like my number 1 go-to type of game. I love first-person shooters, and I like RPGs, but there's nothing that's really grabbed me like this game. I finished it, and I wasn't forced to finish it. I didn't really force myself to like jump on and be like, all right, come on, you gotta finish something that you start. This was effortless, and I hope it is for you too, because it was so much fun. If you guys played this game, let me know in the comments how your story ended. Go ahead and spoil, because I'm gonna go ahead and put in the caption that this is a bit of a spoiler video. Maybe not to so many people, but to some people. And kudos to you people that wanted to revolutionize this entire little world. And it was really, really fun. I'm really excited. I really do hope that they create a second version to this. And I'm sorry if you guys keep seeing all my spit. It's because, like, you can see everything in this sun and this. I'm going to figure out the lighting. I promise. I'm going to figure something out. It's because I do these videos when the sun's setting, and so, like, the angles keep changing. So I'm sorry that half of my face is, like, pure white. But thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I'll see you next time. It's been Gigi Hadid. It's been real. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you.